Hi, hello, welcome in. We're about to check out the Southeast Asian Games Showcase. It's a games showcase that highlights games from developers in Southeast Asia. We're going to check out my standouts after the showcase. So let's just get into it. A game in a game? Oh, it was just a game. These little guys, oh, they're so cute. I love them.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to the very first Southeast Asian Game Showcase, Summer Game Fest Edition 2025. I'm Michael Hyam.
I'm Samantha Lau.
And I'm Arif Johan.
Over the course of the showcase, we'll be sharing trailers, updates, and exclusive announcements from over 40 different games that truly represent the best that Southeast Asian game developers have to offer.
Whether you're a fan of speedy platformers, in-depth simulations, or dating sims about romancing houses, there's definitely a game on our show just for you.
Building relationships is going to be in this one too.
Indonesia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, as well as games from all over the world by Southeast Asian diaspora.
And before we kick things off, we also want to thank our sponsors, Critical Reflex, Gamescom Asia, and Thailand Game Show.
I'm happy to hear
Monster
that
PM
they're
Studios,
focusing both
Raw
on
Fury,
people like
Tony
in
Productions,
the area, but then
Xbox,
also the diaspora.
and Usebreak Games for their thoughtful and
Because
generous support of our showcase.
like I feel like sometimes
We're
they'll
so
like
proud to
get lumped
represent
in
our
other
people, the talent,
places.
the dedication, and the vibrance of their game development scene. So let's get things started and kick off with our first announcement.
Coral Island's multiplayer and romance update offers all new and exciting
You know, I've never
ways
played
to
Coral
play
Island.
on
I've
your
heard really
own
good
or
things
with
about it.
friends. Here's a look at what you can expect in version 1.2. Multiplayer gameplay is now officially available for up to 4 total players with crossplay features. You can now even marry and have children with another player.
Oh, that's a cool addition.
The Islanders will be dressing to impress at the annual Spooky Festival, with all children and romanceable characters now sporting unique costumes. And if you've ever wished to grow closer with your romantic interest, you're in luck, because all new hangout events are now available for the cast of dateable candidates. With
I didn't know there were
special events
capybaras.
unlocking once you're in a relationship, and even more to look forward to post-marriage. Packed with new features to uncover and moments to be shared, there's so much to explore in the latest update for Coral Island.
So this is another, I don't know if it'll be like DLC or if it's just like an update, or if it's a whole new game, but Coffee Talk is something that I'm familiar with. I've never played it. I maybe have it in my library. I can't recall. So I do think it is a whole new game, but part of like the series of Coffee Talk. Intense. I like that character design. I wonder if this is like considered like more Metroidvania, or if it's just a platformer, or what's going on. Also curious if there's like what the narrative of it is. Jigsaw puzzles! I do love a jigsaw puzzle. I haven't done one in a while. Oh wait, it's a jigsaw puzzle and like find the item thing. There's a better word for that. Wait, and coloring? This is like the ultimate cozy game. This is very bright. It's a lot of colors. I'm not quite sure I understood what that game was, unfortunately. I do tend to have that problem.
In this city, creatures named Mintabi and their trainers live in harmony, but there are also selfish bad guys who want to tear that bond apart. Every run starts by selecting a trainer and a starting Mintabi. In battle, you're going to command both your trainer and Mintabi to dodge attacks and position yourself for maximum damage.
It sounds like it's going to be a roguelike.
Unique deck. Ruffin's deck loves to deal bleed damage, while Tonki's deck is going to power himself up every time that he moves. Combine these with your trainer's ability to move creatures across the battlefield to
so
do
it's like
damage, and those are just two
Pokemon meets deck builder
in the game. After a battle, you might even have the chance to befriend a new Mintabi with new abilities. What kind of bond will you and
This
your
is
Mintabi
interesting.
form?
Okay.
And what potential will you unlock when you evolve them? You can find out for yourself in the demo for Mintabi.
I am curious if it is actually a roguelite or not, though.
Join the Mintabi Discord.
Because it said each run starts with, which kind of leads me to believe that, but they didn't actually say it. Space exploration. I need space. That suggests that there's some sort of narrative going on. I'm not quite sure though. A cozy green
Moving
haven.
again. Time to turn over a new leaf. There's so much to learn, see, and experience. This is my life. The way I choose to express myself.
Okay.
My own urban jungle.
I want to understand more about that one.
As the most professional and serious video game studio in Southeast Asia, we decided to make a game about the soulless corporate grind of making video games. We have spent more than 3 years building a highly detailed simulation of our lives, from creating
wonder if
RPG
this
quests and level designs to doing big shot
is
video
Let's
game
Build a
business
Dungeon.
deals, like being part of the SEA Games Showcase.
It is! Okay, so I just talked about this one during Wholesome Direct. Is it weird to put this in my standouts for 2 different showcases? I don't know. I might just have to like honorable mention and be like, oh, this showed up in Wholesome Direct and I put it in my thingies there. Because I do think it's a really cool game.
Originality or success? This game's got everything. Crafting, building, cooking, breeding.
I think this might actually be a better trailer than what showed up in Wholesome Direct.
And guns.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's probably just gonna show up in my standouts again.
Stalking the streets of New York, and they might
I like the art style. A murder mystery visual novel.
interview key characters, investigate the evidence, fine.
Only a Faeologist can uncover the truth. Interesting. Death and Faeology. Wait. Bullet hell for... with... Wait. With typing? I do love typing. I'm not a huge fan of bullet hells, but... typing words? Okay, I kind of love the quacking. So rhythm game. Oh my gosh, it was breakdancing duck. This is very cute. Table flip simulator? Wait, what? You know, it's funny. I feel like I just heard somebody talking about wanting a digital version of like those like Smash rooms. I feel like this might be it.
Are you ready for MJ's Flamin' Hot Tunes from the pits of Hayo?
Yay! Time to party with all the unicorns.
The
Cute.
world is a stage, and I am the star.
Fabulous. That's my usual vibe, honey.
A good donut and not a care in the world. This is perfect.
Any donuts that could help me relax?
I'm game for anything that'll get me focused on what I need to do.
Maybe I
So we're a donut shop owner? I thought we were going to be a musician, but we're clearly a donut artist. But like, we're the like coolest place to go.
This next game made big waves with its beautiful pixel art and heartwarming story, and this studio is a reminder of the power and talent that storytellers have from my motherland of the Philippines. Please check out this update from Polychroma Games.
Oh! Okay, I played part of the demo for this one. I'm interested in playing more of it. You can hear a little bit more about it in my top 6 from Ludonaricon. Yeah. I feel like I didn't get quite enough of the game because I didn't get through the whole demo, unfortunately. But the description of it is something that I'm really interested in. Because there seems to be some sort of thing going on with, like, memory and fate, perhaps? But it's like a coming-of-age story as well. Oh, is this going to be a journalism game? Maybe not. Wait. I think it might have been. That was Pick the Right Your. I need to know more. Because if that was actually picking the correct your, that is definitely a game for me.
Bring out the big guns. For justice. Stop deadly kaiju in their tracks.
Okay, so definitely not a game for me, but at the same time, I am really enjoying this, and I would love to watch somebody play this, I think.
Keep your enemies close. And drill, baby, drill.
Oh, that's interesting. I just think it was a really fun trailer. Free DLC.
DLC available now.
Extra anti-titan accessories sold separately.
I've never heard of this game before. Ooh, I really like that art style. Compensation not guaranteed. I feel like I saw this. Ooh, I'm not sure which showcase it was. Maybe it was 6-1 Indie. Rescue animals and plant a garden. Cute. Pet animals to become stronger? I'm gonna have to learn a bit more about that one. The character design's really interesting. Like, of both, like, our character and the enemies. It's giving, like, I don't know why, but it's giving, like, post-apocalypse, or, like, dystopia. I don't know if it actually is, but for whatever reason, just, like, the style of, like, the, like, canisters and things were giving me that vibe.
Attack to the beat, dodge to the beat, and enemies move to the beat of the music. By pressing inputs to the rhythm, you power up your attacks, increasing their damage and attack range.
Cool.
After defeating enemies, collect their spirit energy to build up your solo meter. When full,
Your solo
unleash a
meter, love
powerful
it.
Solo attack that can mow down hordes of enemies.
Okay, this might be the rhythm game that actually is the rhythm game I check out, because I've been saying a lot through these that there's a couple of types of games, specifically platformers and rhythm games, that I'd like to try more of.
And possess her body, granting her access to their instruments.
Oh, that's cool.
Found abilities, she defeats monsters that haunt this abandoned music venue, hoping to defeat death and bring her friends back to life.
Cool!
The music is releasing soon. Updated demo out now.
Ooh, there's a demo out. I might have to check that out. Not Monday Cafe. Okay. I have yet to play. Oh, actually, that's a lie. I've played, like a beta of one, but, ooh, wait. Oh, okay, I understand. Of a cafe sim. I don't think I've actually played one yet. Ooh, this seems horror-y. Interesting. Oh, this is very cool. I love the idea of, like, combining words to create, like, new concepts and then using those to have conversations. But also it's a little creepy, and I kind of love a little creepy.
The Southeast Asia Games Showcase Summer Game Fest Edition 2025 wouldn't have been possible without our amazing sponsors. Once again, a huge thank you to Critical Reflex, Gamescom Asia and Thailand Game Show, Monstronauts, PM Studios, Raw Fury, Toge Productions, Xbox, and Usebreak Games. We also want to remind you that you can find the amazing games at our showcase and more games from the region at our official Steam page.
I'll be down there.
Download demos, support titles that are already released, and most importantly, wishlist titles that catch your eye. Our next game is one that truly reflects the diversity of the Southeast Asian region, through food. It's
Ooh,
a game that
food.
combines cooking with combat for a chaotic cooperative time. Embark on an exciting culinary journey, whip up delectable delicacies, and serve your way through a fantastical reimagination of Southeast Asia. This is Sedap, a culinary adventure.
It's very cute. This isn't what I was expecting, with the description. It looks like there's a lot more like adventure exploration going on. I guess for the purposes of like getting ingredients. I do love cooking though. And it looks like it is co-op, but it's probably set up that you can play solo. I'm gonna have to double check. I wanna know what Sedap means. I wonder if it's like the Bon Appetit of... They say where that one was from? This looks like it's in a prison. Oh, maybe not. There's like a truck and stuff. This is another one where like I don't think it's my game, but I would love to watch somebody play it simply because I think the combat is actually really good. Kind of like the way that like when so I have a bit of a background in combat as well. So when I watch shows and stuff that have combat scenes, I like pick them apart a little bit, and that looked really fun.
Saat ini saya dan tim sedang mengerjakan Whisper Mountain Outbreak, yang adalah kombinasi escape room dan co-op survival horror.
Okay.
Whisper Mountain Outbreak akan rilis early access di Steam tanggal 11 Agustus nanti. Jangan lupa mainkan demonya dan wishlist gamenya di Steam. Terima kasih.
Spread out. Run! On my way. Get in the car. I'm admitting.
I like the style of it. It reminds me of something. Not quite retro, but like retro-ier. I'm not quite sure, like there's something like itching the back of my brain, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Like very clean pixel art. It did say co-op horror survival, right? Whisper Mountain Outbreak. Cursor-based roguelike bullet hell. Interesting. You know, I'm not usually into bullet hells. This doesn't feel the same, though. Identifile. Okay, building relationships. This is one that has shown up in almost every showcase, and I'm pretty sure it showed up in showcases last year. I could be wrong about that one. It is a really interesting and unique concept. I mean, it's at its core like a dating sim, I suppose, but you date as buildings. Oh right, there's also fishing, because of course there has to be fishing. Okay, we're gonna roguelite. Roguelike, maybe. It's an interesting aesthetic. I'd like to know what makes it different, though.
Nightmare
That's just
Circus
something that I
combines
like to know.
action, exploration and puzzle solving in a beautifully haunting realm. Navigate eerie landscapes, uncover hidden pathways, and battle nightmarish foes with your trusty weapon, puppet crossbars and puppet strings.
I do like circus as a theme.
Experience collision combat, a unique system which can turn the environment around you into a part of your arsenal of weapons. Adapt, strategize, and defeat your foes. We won't spoil too much for you, but here's a short preview of Slingshot, one of the most handy abilities in the game. It will help you break open new paths on your journey. Once you see cracked debris, don't hesitate to clear them away with a slingshot. During a tough fight, you can also slingshot into monsters.
That's pretty
pushing
cool.
them back to give you some breathing room. Or during a boss fight, if timed correctly, it can even give you a powerful advantage, helping to turn the tide of the battle.
Oh, cool.
And that was just the tip of the iceberg. There's plenty more to see in the future.
Alright. Oh, what was that one
Togi
called?
Productions, an indie game development and publishing studio from Indonesia. You might know us from cozy narrative games like Coffee Talk, A Space for the Unbound, or When the Past Was Around. But did you know we also make zombie games?
I do love a zombie game.
Lots of zombie games. Like this upcoming co-op survival horror game. If zombies are too stressful for you, how about a desk job simulator where you check documents and compensate people? But hey, it's not guaranteed. Or maybe become a detective solving a murder mystery.
Oh, I've
on a
heard of
train.
this one.
Or if you like cleaning,
This was another one that I didn't get the chance to do the demo of at some point. I can't remember when. That one's really cool also.
mechs fighting in the jungles, we have that too. See something you like? Wishlist now and stay tuned. Oh, and for those craving more heartfelt coffee brews, we've got something brewing real soon.
Cute. Fun Guys Swarm. Okay. This is not my style of game, but if I were to pick one, based on aesthetics, I think I'd like this one. I can't remember what this style of game is called. It's like a... is it Vampire Survivors like? Survivors like? Is that the right game? I'm not sure. boss fight tactics. I do like turn-based. I have a preference for turn-based combat. Become the boss? What does that mean? Fishing and friends? Okay, these little guys are really cute. Yeah, this looks like, I mean, it looks like a nice, cozy multiplayer game. As you know, if you've been around, I'm not big on multiplayer games. So probably not for me, but it is very cute. That's cute. Being able to swing on a swing. Oh, horror? The Fractured Shimmer. Okay, we got some puzzles. We got a floating dead guy. I would like to understand a bit more about what that game is. So I'll look into it because it seemed horror-y and I like horror.
American Games Showcase and women-led games to offer a Steam bundle featuring 3 games from each of our showcases at 30% off. That's 9 amazing games for you to check out on our official Steam pages. Our next game is a 2D, 3D.
I wish I would have known about those other
about a boy
showcases
who finds out about his brother's
earlier
life
than I
and
found out
death
about them.
through an all-night gaming spree.
And also that I wouldn't have been
Trust
sick,
me,
so I was
you're
getting
gonna
to this one late. And Wholesome Direct late. Very upsetting. Faux 69 or Fa 69. Kind of creepy. So that was about video games and the people who play them? I didn't quite understand that one. Eat the Rich. Love it.
Welcome to Eat the Rich. In this game, you can team up or betray your friends, compete in minigames to get richer,
This is a party game.
friends, and climb the ranks.
I am not a huge fan of like social deception games. I don't find them very fun. I don't know if that's the only thing going on, but they kind of mentioned it a little bit.
You dare claim the seat of the 13th Zodiac. A name is
Interesting. 13th Zodiac.
You'll need strength to forge your path, wisdom to guide your choices, allies to lift you when you fall, and the courage to rise. Again and again. Step forward, challenger. The Zodiac trials await.
Interesting. Ooh, I like the art style of this one a lot. It looks
This
little
is the
Hades-like,
story
maybe?
of the day after I died, and my chance to return to the world.
Grim Trials.
He told me I was chosen to be a Reaper's apprentice. It felt like he knew I wouldn't refuse.
I haven't actually played Hades, but it is giving me Hades vibes. Then you wing it. Love that. It's like horde defense, tower defense type thing. One more round. I wonder if that's like suggesting it's one of those games where just one more day, just one more turn, just one more. Epic battles retold. What sense? Mew crewmates. So this is clearly an update. I don't know what this game is though. I have not seen it before. This is another little montage. This is the so far games that we've seen before. That one seems interesting. I think I missed what it was called though, unfortunately. Ad for Game Pass. Game Pass is pretty cool, not gonna lie. If you spend a lot of time gaming, at least it's good. This looks cute. Oh, and there's like different animals. Cause there were monkeys. That looks like capybaras. You better be putting some oranges in those. Okay, this is cute. I assume it's like a management game. I like the art style. From series to sandbox. I missed the second half of that. I assume this is multiplayer. I assume two people control the two. I assume siblings. I could be wrong though. It's very cute. Oh, cool. It's like Beyblades. This feels like it's like slice of life, like enjoy a childhood kind of thing. Oh, I really like this art style too. Lost and Found Co. So is it one of those ones where you look for items in the thing? I don't know if that's what it is or not. What's the gameplay? Am I missing it? Am I being silly?
We've now come to the end of the Southeast Asian Games Showcase Summer Game Fest Edition 2025. Thank you all for sticking around until the very end of our show and supporting the games and developers that represent who we are from around the world.
Remember that you can find all the games featured at our show and even more games from the region over on our official Steam page.
And once again,
Link will be down there.
A huge thank you to our sponsors, Critical Reflex, Gamescom Asia and Thailand Game Show, Monstronauts, PM Studios, Raw Fury, Toge Productions, Xbox, and Usbread Games.
A special thank you to Jeff Keighley, Emily Ware, and the Summer Game Fest team for the support and platform for us to share games from our region to the rest of the globe.
And lastly,
Nice.
we're honored to be amongst such amazing company at
I hope to
this
check
year's
out
Summer
more
Game
from
Fest.
this kind of like
If you haven't already,
grouping of
go ahead and
showcases
check
next
out
year.
all the amazing showcases in and around SGF, as well as both the Green Games Showcase and Frosty Game Fest right after this.
I had
I know we're
not
supposed to
heard of
end
that
here,
one at
but
all.
Do y'all hear that?
I'm confused.
Hey everyone, Has here for Kuala Lumpur. While we are all busy cooking for our next game, today we have a surprise dish to share with you.
Hi, Diane here. So remember that sneak peek of Future Mayday that we posted last year?
Yeah, that wasn't a teaser for nothing, you know?
That's right. We're happy to announce that we have joined forces with Shueisha.
Yeah, they're the ones behind Weekly Shonen Jump. So many good titles. And their next label, Shueisha Games, who will help us to bring our next experience to life. Well, let's stop teasing and show them, shall we? Let's go!
That was an annoying little pop-up
Final
that
City,
happened.
The music capital of the world. 3 years ago, our band battled some of the greatest artists here.
And we're gonna battle more!
We are?
Of course! This time, we're taking it to the road!
No, they're like musical combat. I almost said show. Oh, that's cool splash art. That's what that's called, right? Well, thanks for hanging out with me during the showcase. Stick around, we're about to get into what my standouts are. I gotta go away, do a little deciding, and then I'll be back. Okay, so here are my top 10 standouts with a couple that I want to really quickly touch on. The first one being Until Then. The reason I'm only quickly touching on this one is because I actually played the demo of it for Ludonarracon, so you can go check out my kind of like quick thoughts on it in my top 6 video. And the next one is Let's Build a Dungeon. The reason I'm only going to quickly talk about this one is because it actually made it into my standouts at the Wholesome Direct, so you can go check out my kind of quick thoughts on it there. But to get into my actual top 10 standouts, in no particular order as per usual, the first one is I Am Nima. Nope, is Am I Nima? Am I Nima is a psychological horror game where you must convince your mom that you really are her daughter. Combine words together in your brain and use them to talk. Get her to trust you. So, I mean, it's a horror game, so I'm immediately interested, especially since it's a psychological horror game. But what actually made me add this one to my standouts is just this idea of combining words into new concepts and to use those in your conversations. I just think that's super interesting. But in addition, I am kind of curious. You're trying to convince your mom that you're really her daughter. And obviously there's some sort of like, I don't know, like the confusion I'm assuming is like mental illness based. That's completely my assumption. But it does make me wonder, am I trying to convince her because I don't know who I am, or am I trying to convince her because she doesn't know who I am? So it's just kind of like another like interesting aspect of the game. But like I said, what really drew me in is this idea of adding words together to create new words and then using those in the conversation. The next one on the list is Death and Faeology. The description says, in a world where the Fae-touched fall prey to a sinister killer, only a Faeologist can uncover the truth. A dark academia murder mystery visual novel with supernatural cases, interactive investigation, romanceable characters, and multiple endings set in the roaring 1920s New York. So what really drew me into this one is the idea that, I mean, it's a visual novel, and I tend to really enjoy those because I just really like narrative things in general, narrative games, and then movies, books, TV shows, whatever. But also particularly because it's a supernatural, specifically Fae, and just the idea of like having a Faeologist as the character that I assume you're playing as, who's trying to figure out this murder mystery. And of course, I love a narrative that has multiple endings, and I'm kind of interested how they've decided to go about having a murder mystery with multiple endings. I do wonder if it's just like, yes, you figure it out, no, you didn't figure it out, or if there are actual like multiple ways that the murder mystery could have gone. And therefore then what's the true ending? I think that's really interesting. And just the aesthetic of it I really liked, which, you know, can definitely make or break a game for like individual people, not actually making it a good or bad game. The next one is Cats Around Us. It says, we've hidden a bunch of cats in a silent comic about a black cat that always blends into the shadows. Can you find them all? And so this is one that I'm kind of pointing out because I think it encompasses kind of like the ultimate cozy game, because it has like jigsaw puzzles, it's hidden object, there's a photo mode where you can take a photo of the jigsaw and then color it in. I just feel like it's hitting on a lot of like really cozy concepts that can be put into one game. And also I found out when I came to do my itty bitty research before I actually choose my standouts, that there are multiple Cats Around Us, and this is just a new one called Cats Around Us Black Cat. There's like a boatload of them. If we scroll down, you can see there's Cats in Seek Tokyo, Cats Around Us Giant Cat, Cats in Seek Osaka, Dino Park Kyoto, Togeland. There's a lot there. So if you check this one out and you enjoy this style of game, you will have many more to check out afterwards. I don't know if this is necessarily one that like I need, but I wanted to mention it as a standout because I think it is hitting a lot of those marks that people who play super cozy, super casual games would really enjoy. And if I were to pick up a game that is that super cozy, super casual, this might be it. Just because it has that variety of having the jigsaw puzzle, the coloring, the hidden object, and then there's also like a small narrative between the 5 different pages. The next one on my list is Neverending Beyond. The only roguelite where you must pet animals to survive. Each animal comes with its own unique weapons and passive abilities. Pet animals mix and match abilities to create unique skill builds and conquer the beyond. So This is in here partially because you have to pet animals, and this is something that I always point out in games. If there's like a cat or a dog or some other petable animal, I will always try to pet the animal, and almost always I can. And this is like, I don't know if it was actually me, but I'm gonna bring it up every time that I played the demo for Paper Trail and there was a cat and I couldn't pet it. And then I did a demo review and I said, the only complaint I have is I couldn't pet the cat. And then when the game was released, part of like one of their marketing posts was, you can now pet the cat. And I was like, I did that. I don't know if it was truly me, but I like to take that. So the fact that you have to pet animals in this is something that I really like. I also just think it's interesting, it's an interesting concept of like having to pet animals and those changing the way that your combat works. And then there's also going out and exploring and like conquering the beyond, but also you go home and there's like the cozy portion of it where you can plant the things that you find out there. And it looks like you can, like, you're also like picking up animals and having animals live with you in that area as well. So it's kind of like the perfect like mix of the cozy and combat. But petting animals, that's the number one thing. Just because it's something that I've latched onto for one reason or another. The next one on my list is compensation not guaranteed. This is one that I feel like I've seen it before, and I think it was part of either Wholesome Direct or Ludonaricon last year. It must have been Wholesome Direct last year because it's not out yet. And I was interested in it then. Obviously I haven't gotten the chance to check it out. There is a demo available, so maybe the demo was part of Ludonaricon last year. I don't know. Either way, I've seen this one before and I was interested in it before, but I haven't actually checked it out yet. I should read the description for you. Peek into Southeast Asian politics through a lens darkly. Check ownership for authenticity, listen to stories, decide who should give up their land in the name of progress. And so part of what drew me into this one, the first time that I saw it in a showcase or event of some sort, and in this one, is that there is something to be learned by playing it. You're learning about Southeast Asian politics. You're taking part in kind of like the bureaucracy of it. And it's kind of like an unfortunate circumstance that you find yourself in because you do end up having to turn people away. But I'm always drawn to things where I get to learn about another place, whether it is like their history, their culture, their folklore. Those are all things that I'm really interested in. So learning about something that seems like maybe a bit more contemporary isn't something I always see. I do tend to learn more, or I do tend to see games that are teaching more about history and folklore than I do about like what's going on now. Now, I could be wrong about this. This might not be super contemporary, but it feels a bit more contemporary. And so that's really interesting to me. And then also, I think that this is a really interesting art style. And the character design's really interesting, which of course just adds to it, because if something looks good while you're playing it, then that's good. And if you know me at all, I much prefer like stylized, interesting graphics to like hyper realistic ones. I live my world in realism, so I think like seeing interesting art is more fun in my games, and so this definitely hits that. Next on my list is High Times. Manage your own donut cafe in High Times and help customers escape from their problems by serving special donuts that affect their emotions. Sometimes they don't know what they want, so listen to their stories, offer them advice in the form of donuts, and mend broken relationships. So I think this one's super interesting. It does give me ever so slightly like a call to Wanderstop, which I do a video in the works about my first looks into that game, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But the idea of having these donuts that affect emotions and making the perfect donut for each customer to like evoke those emotions is similar to the tea in Wanderstop. And then the narrative that's going on seems pretty interesting. It seems to be like a lot of like artsy, unique characters that are your like regular customers, and I think it's an interesting thing, and it's not new by any means, being like the bartender, the barista, the donut connoisseur, and like being the kind of like this like quote unquote therapist. Like that's what the bartender trope kind of is. So like making it like the donut shop where like customers come in and you learn about their lives. I think that's a really interesting concept to play around with, and this like hits that, and that's really interesting. I'm excited, like I'm interested to see like what kind of stories actually get told and how we affect the stories. And it says, you know, you get the opportunity to like mend broken relationships. So I kind of wonder if like making right and wrong decisions with your donuts is a possibility and how that affects the story, if there are like different endings or different outcomes. Next on my list is Bathhouse Creatures. This one's just super cute. Let me read the thing before I take off. Ready, set, bath. Run your bathhouse for animals in this cozy and wholesome management game. Keep your bathtubs clean and filled. Serve a cast of whimsical creatures. Decorate your bathhouse with your hard-earned cash and be the best bathhouse there can be. So this is obviously a management game at its core with a very cute theme going on. The main reason that I was drawn to this one is just that it's very cute and then happens to be a style of game that I like. I do really like management games. And I don't know, it's just really cute. I don't really have like any other reasons why this made it into my standouts beyond it being cute. Yeah, I don't know. Is that bad? I'm not sure. But that's my reason, is it's cute. I think the idea of having all of these animals come in to like sit in a warm bath and relax, and then having the management as the mechanics of the game is something that I do like. And yeah, I don't know, the idea of making a capybara or a duck or a monkey or a hippo a nice warm bath is just, I don't know, it's nice and it's cozy and I like it. Next on my list, definitely not necessarily in the cozy realm, is Grim Trials. However, just as much up my alley in theme at the very least. It says, prove your worth, hack and blast your way through the Grim Trials. Explore the afterlife of the Academy, a training ground for aspiring Grim Reapers. Befriend fellow Reapers, learn from your mentors, and uncover the secrets of your life and love before your death. So I like death as a theme in narratives and things like that. So that's part of the reason why I'm drawn to this. It's not necessarily a style of game that I would usually be drawn to. It's kind of like Hades-esque. I would say, not that I've played Hades, but that's the vibes that it gave me while I was watching it. But because it also has like this narrative surrounding death, I was interested in it. It looks really like nice. Like I like the art style of it. But uncovering like what happened before you died is a really interesting thing to me as well. Kind of like Culebra and the Souls of Limbo. That has a lot of like uncovering memories in its narrative as well. And I don't know, I do like fast-paced games every so often, but for whatever reason I tend to not pick them up, so I want to try to get more of those like in my brain as something to pick up at some point and play. So this is one of my Chick, remember you also like fast-paced games from my standouts. Next is, actually, let's do this one first. I know I said no particular order, but there's a reason. Next is Sedap, a culinary adventure. It says Sedap is a co-op cooking combat adventure that combines the chaos of a collaborative kitchen and the wonders of adventuring into an unexplored world. Embark on an exciting culinary journey, whip up delectable delicacies, and serve your way through a fantastical reimagination of Southeast Asia. So, my main reason for bringing this onto my standouts is that I'm one of those weird people who actually really likes Overcooked. And I can play Overcooked with my partner and we don't hate each other after. It's always very funny because we like met working in kitchens. So you'd think that we'd probably hate that, but because we did, and we both like gaming, we actually really enjoy playing that game together. And this is kind of just another one with some added mechanics, because not only are you creating dishes and like fulfilling orders, but also you have to go out and do a little combat, do a little foraging to get the ingredients for them. And I think that's pretty interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to talk him into playing this with me, but we'll see. And of course, I think it's interesting because it's going to be foods that I'm less familiar with, and I like food, so learning about foods from Southeast Asia is interesting to me, and if I can do it playing a fun, hectic game, then, that's great. The final one, and the reason that I left this to the end, there's a reason. The final one is Lost and Found Co. The description says, Lost and Found Co. is a hidden object adventure in a cozy and immersive world. Join a cast of quirky characters on their epic journey across countless magical locations. Find lost items, solve puzzles, and help a tiny dragon regain her power. Now, I was already interested in this game, but in addition, in between watching the showcase and doing my itty bitty research to pick my standouts, I went into my email and I just happened to have a key for this game. And so I wanted to bring it into my standouts because I wanted to also be like, I'm actually going to be able to check this one out. I hope I'm going to be able to check this out, whatever, but like this one I have a key for it. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Probably going to happen live on Twitch, so go over there. But let's talk a little bit about the game. It's a hidden object adventure where you're finding lost items and giving them to people, which does mean that there's like a little bit of narrative going on, and that narrative seems to be helping a tiny dragon regain her power. That's not something that I picked up on in the trailer, but I learned that when I came to look here. There is also an aspect of decoration, which if you watched my Wholesome Direct, you know that there were a lot of decoration-based games in there, and I had to pick my favorite to put in my standout, so go check out which one that was. That having that aspect in this game, I'm also interested in that, because I do really like just like decorating things sometimes, but I don't necessarily want a game that's only that, although I did pick one that's only that because I thought it was really pretty. But I also just enjoy games that have like multiple aspects, so having hidden object as well as a little bit of narrative, as well as it does seem like there's like some other puzzles, and then decorating. Cozy decorating is always very nice. So keep your eyes peeled for Lost and Found Co. I'll probably end up doing a review. Maybe I'll put up a playthrough. I'm unsure. But those are my standouts from the Southeast Asian showcase, plus a couple that I've already seen and talked about elsewhere until then, and Let's Build a Dungeon. I think that's all I have to say. This is the last showcase that I'm doing from the cropping of showcases that I did. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a blast. Catch you next time. Bye!